So you want to learn how to do a standing full, eh?
Yeah, is that right?
Kind of like this one. Well, you're in the right place, because I'm here to teach you how. First off, starting on the trampoline, because that's the easiest place to start. Little known fact. All right, let's get into it.
Hey guys, before we get started, I want to give a quick shout out to, the 20,000 people that have suddenly watched my video. How to do a double backflip. Like normally I get maybe 100 views, but 22,000 is a pretty big number. Just thanks for that, and thanks for the extra 200 subscribers. Here for another video. Bye. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the support.
All right, let's get up in here. Oh my gosh. We really raised the height on this a lot. All right, guys. So for the first few simple steps, you want to start on a trampoline, because this is where you'll get most comfortable. Obviously, if you're going to want to do a standing full on the ground, you're going to have a standing full on a trampoline, because if you don't, that'll kind of hurt. All right, so let's get into the basics.
You ready? You better be.
You know, this would be really inconvenient if I didn't have a lavalier, because there's a lot of leaf blowing. To be able to do a standing full on a trampoline, you're going to need to know how to do a full. So hopefully you've watched that video and you completely understand how to do that. So it should look something like this on a trampoline. You should be pretty comfortable with that every single time you do it, because on the ground it's going to be a lot harder, and standing without a bounce, harder. So your standing full on a trampoline should end up looking like this. Or if you want to, you can take a step into it, because you can do it on the ground as well. Okay, so to be able to get like that, obviously you're going to have to start to decline your jumping and your fulls on your trampoline. So like from up here, jumping high, I'm going to have to go a little bit lower each time you do it. Just get more and more comfortable. If you really need to, you can obviously put down mats. This one shouldn't be too hard to get on trampoline if you already have a full. Just you have to remember on flips, especially from standing, you have to put 100% effort in every single time. So when I'm going for it, I'm throwing my arms up as high as I can, pulling down my shoulder. So it's up, pull down, right? Every time we should do it, it should go up, pull around. Now when I'm practicing these on trampoline before I move to either an air track or ground on mats, or even just throwing it on the ground in general, you really want to make sure form is good, you're high up in the air, and you're not doing like a super tucked full like that, because that's not going to end up well. You don't want to look like this, because that simply just will not work on the ground. You want to look in the trampoline more straightened out like you would normally on a trampoline, because that way you know you have more height and control in your flips, kind of like this. See how my legs were laid out there? That's what you want to be able to do on a trampoline every single time. What you can even do if you have a trampoline with bars on it, if you're comfortable, you can stand on the very front bar and do a full going backwards, just to give yourself padding to land on without having heavy pads, because I know those are expensive and most people do not have those, or an air track. Let me show you how to do one of those. Just stand up there and basically you're going to throw it. You don't want to go too far back, because that'll make it where your form's not very good. Try to just barely land on the trampoline mat. Are you ready? Obviously start with backflip to make sure you're comfortable. And then go for that full. Just like that. Those will not be pretty because it's going to push you really far back. But if you're just trying to work up closer to being on the ground, that gives you a lot less bounce than the mat does with all the springs. So that could help. All right, moving on. Okay, so for ground skills, you're going to need to jump high, real high. On the ground, you want to be able to jump high enough to bring your legs all the way up to your chest. Like for a tuck, you might be able to get around and like barely land it in a squatted position like this, but for a full, you want to land every single backflip straight, like with legs straight, like this. Here, I'll show you on the ground real quick. Alright, just like that, you saw I was easily able to stand straight up because I land almost with my legs perfectly straight. That's what you want to be able to do, because if you're doing a full, you're going to need that height. Throw up as hard as you can and pull it down. There's no giving up in the air. That will not work for a full. You have to throw it and hold. The worst thing you can do in any type of flip is give out midair. You don't want to do that. For flips, if you hold on to it really tight, then most you will do is land on your hands and knees, which can hurt it sometimes, but is really not that bad. Normally you will not get hurt doing that. Trust me, I've done it many times. I'm doing fine, but every time I hold it in, I normally can land it on my feet or straight to my knees. Completely okay. Alright, but you gotta listen. You cannot go for tricks that you're not fully comfortable with. You have to be able to know you're going to commit 100% every time you throw it. Or else it's not something you should be throwing, because that's where mistakes happen and injuries. So really work through the basics, work up as much as you can. Get lower and lower on your bounces, pull some mats out or something. If you have an air track, that is great. Then eventually when you're ready, throw that on the ground. Alright, anyways, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Go eat some ice cream. Peace. Man, I'm sure that was some great mic audio. Wind ruffling through the air. Getting all up in my shirt. Real nice. Alright. Thanks for watching. Become a new subscriber if you're new. Thanks.